everyone, and welcome back to Ask Alexa Therapy Live. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and thank you for always sending in all your questions. Well, tonight, after I set my question up last week about tonight's question, my inbox has been flooded with so many people with similar questions. And I thought it's so important to definitely cover this question tonight because it is also impacting so many people. And I also want you to know you're not alone. There's others going through what you're going through and trying to figure things out. So know that this community is here. So again, please send all questions to info@askalexatherapy.com. Well, let's get to tonight's question. Dear Ask Alexa Therapy, how does one handle a breakup when it's completely unexpected? The reasons don't match actions and make no sense. The reasons contradict all future plans that were in many conversations. This is such a powerful question, and I feel it impacts people of all ages, of all groups, of all income levels. It really just impacts everyone, and I think it's so hard when you're with someone for a while and you're feeling like you really have this future with them. Marriage, forever, children, family, and your trust is with them. And then all of a sudden to be blindsided that things are over. It just didn't work out. Or sometimes they even just ghost and don't answer your calls. So I really wanted to cover this question in depth and help so many people that are out there wondering, suffering, and feeling really confused. A lot of times in my practice, when I work with couples and individuals who've been on either side of this spectrum, either the one who's ended the relationship out of nowhere, or the person on the other side whose relationship has been ended on them in a surprise manner, I find a lot of times people get spooked. People get nervous. Sometimes, a lot of times, I think, their intentions are pure. They're good. They're hoping to have a future with you. They want to do all these plans. But what happens, a lot of times people have not been doing the work on themselves. So as time goes by and they realize how much effort and how much of a real, authentic person that they need to be, it is discouraging to them. It can cause anxiety, it can cause panic, and a lot of times people start to question. But that doesn't make it wrong. So many people think just because they're questioning or they're having doubts or they're feeling a little uneasy that the relationship should end, that maybe this isn't the right person or this is not something you want in your future. That doesn't always have to be true. It's normal to have questions. It's normal to have jitters. This is huge life decisions, who you want to spend your time with, who you want to spend your life with, who you want to live with. So it's very important that you realize it's okay to have questions. It's okay to feel uncertain sometimes, especially if you're just really getting to know somebody. It takes time for you to have that trust, but also for them to gain that trust. So I think it's really important that if you can, to have these type of conversations with your significant other. And it sounds like this viewer did, and they discussed it, and the plans were made, and then all of a sudden the reasoning why the breakup happened has nothing to do with what they spoke about. And I know it's so hard sometimes not to play Monday morning quarterback and try to overanalyze every single argument, every single comment you made, every single outfit you wore, but that's not the real reason. I think sometimes people want to blame themselves or they want to turn it inward and say, what did I do wrong? If this was truly a healthy relationship and this person was being honest and their true authentic self, they would be able to sit down and give you the reasons why it's not working. And I think it's also important that the person should have been able to come to you and say, listen, I'm a little worried, or I'm having second thoughts, or I don't know if forever is for me. I don't know what's this going on. Well, how do you feel about it? And I think that's what really strengthens the couple. That's what really gets that bond, which makes those relationships that last. So I understand this is very painful now, and it hurts, and you're left questioning, blindsided, confused. It's okay. Give yourself some time to heal. Give yourself time to grieve this loss, to grieve the idea of who you thought this person was. Grieve the ideal of wanting to have a serious relationship with this person, spending a lot of time with this person. And I find ending a relationship, ending a marriage, a divorce is a death. So like any death, you have to grieve it, and you go through the stages of grief. Anger, depression, acceptance, bargaining. It's okay, and sometimes you'll flip-flop through the different stages. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself not to keep judging yourself and punishing yourself. And I know it's hard not to overthink and overanalyze and kind of obsess about every little argument and try to pinpoint what exactly went wrong. But sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes you're trying to be rational with an irrational person. So I find it really important to reach out to a professional, reach out to a trusted friend or family member to be able to start the healing process, to be able to start releasing your pain. But also I find a lot of times when someone is in a breakup or they're blindsided, or even when they know the breakup is coming, they need to really talk about it. And I know friends and family sometimes say, oh God, if I hear this story one more time, but it's really important. If it could just get over it and they would be fine, they would. The reason why they keep overanalyzing and going through this is they're trying to get closure. They're trying to make sense of their pain. So let this time take its course, grieve it, go through it. And I'm not sure if this person is still around or able to speak to you or will speak to you. But if you can speak to this person, or even in an email or a letter, I would put together a list of questions, a list of feelings, and allow yourself to share them with him or her. And I know so many times we'll say, oh, we're just not going to answer. We're not going to act like we care. It makes you look desperate. Listen, if you're in a really serious relationship with someone and you're planning to stay your life with them and spend all this time, I think those games have to go out the window. You're not looking desperate by telling this person, I'm hurt. I'm heartbroken. What went wrong? Of course you're going to care. Everybody, anybody would really care. So if you need to reach out, and if they don't want to answer, write a letter to them and just keep it to yourself. Just make sure you're journaling. You're releasing all this pain and all these thoughts and confusion so you can really start the healing process. And I know it's really, really tough. And sometimes when one person says they're this and they're not, it's confusing. And unfortunately in life, relationships aren't guaranteed, but that doesn't mean there isn't someone out there that's trustworthy, that's honest, and that's the right person for you. So don't ever give up hope. Don't lose hope and feel like, okay, that's never going to happen. It will happen. I know these breakups are hard. They're heartbreaking, but I always find something comes out of it. We learn a lesson. We learn how strong we really are. And sometimes, yes, we say, well, who wants to learn this way? But it's really important to be able to take those times, those dark moments in your life, and use them to better yourself, to heal, and also to make you stronger. So again, thank you so much for writing this question, and thank you everyone for all the feedback. I know so many viewers were flooding my inbox, agreeing with this question, and also having so many different questions and reasonings of why this does happen. So again, please send all questions to info@askalexatherapy.com, or you can send them right here at Facebook Live. Hi, Mary Kay, Andrea, and Lois. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will answer your questions here on Facebook Live, or I will answer them each month, once a month for 30 minutes on a special episode of The Alexa Show, Ask Alexa. You can find The Alexa Show on my YouTube channel, Ask Alexa Therapy. Please subscribe and check out the most amazing episode we just had last week with the famous football two-time Super Bowl winner, Ray Crockett. So amazing to have him. And again, a big shout out to US News. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful article about the Alexa Show. And thank you so much for just giving us so much credit. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night and have a good night, and God bless.